What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber die trying. You see the thumbnail. Um, this is why traffic stops go so bad. Young brother just got killed. You see the thumbnail. So just from a black male perspective, I'm going to be as objective as possible on both ends. First things first. I don't think I'm going to act like I don't think, but I don't think the police realize when they pull people over for traffic stops, especially when you're black, you're not treated. That's not treated like a traffic stop, you know. And we can tell because we've been in cars with black women and been pulled over. We've been in cars with, or we've seen you pull over non-black people, and we see how you go about a traffic stop. With us, with black men in particular, it's not that. You know, you get out, either gun drawn, a hand on a gun, and it's a traffic stop. So you put the person kind of in a bad situation because it's like, okay, is this did I fit the description? Is one of those things, and then it worsens it when you have some people who are aggravated, agitated, and they just want you to do what they say, and you're like, what's going on? Like, did I run a red light? Am I speeding? Like, no seatbelt. Like, what did you see? What's going on? You just tailing me, and I look suspicious to you. Like, what's going on? And then an argument ensues because of that. And a lot of times, you got the situations where the person in the car is trying to figure out if this is a traffic stop. How come you are not ever actually ready to write me a ticket? Like it's either is gun or fight arrest, so it doesn't look like it was actually a traffic stop. A lot of the brothers who've died, it hasn't been from some kind of crime that it's been done and they chasing the person down. When we see things like this, so I think the police approach to traffic stops when it comes to us is just like completely, left field. They don't want to say that. They wouldn't admit it, but we see it when it goes. And you can tell when somebody has you get around people with guns enough, when somebody has a inclination that they willing to kill you. So you make a traffic stop like a fight for your life, and then it can blow up and become something else. And people look at it like, man, that's just comply. And you're kind of like, I don't know if I want to be in handcuffs with this person because they still might shoot me. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the flip side, I gotta say, we're not calm under pressure because, they got the guns out. Okay, you got the guns out. So what's going on? What am I getting pulled? You're not telling me what I'm pulled. Get out of the car. Okay. But it's like, okay, you got to start asking the questions like, look, if I get out of the car, if I reach for the door, you going to shoot me? And see, that's where the point where, when you feel threatened, then it's like, I want to run. But if you run because you feel threatened, you're getting shot. You know this. And for us as a people, when you see these type of incidents happen with other people, and then you get in the same incident, and you do the exact same thing that you saw another person get shot doing because you're freaking out, it doesn't help. Okay? And then you got the thing where both it's an ego contest and a power trip contest where some people just want some people know they've been pulled over, handcuffed, thrown in the back seat, harassed, arrested for absolutely nothing, and it's for the cops for them to have their little kicks. So that experience is traumatizing in the sense that if it happens to you, you really don't want that to happen again because it makes you want to fight. So you might have a flashback and do something stupid. But ultimately, what I see more than not is a situation where a fight is gonna happen instead of a situation where a ticket is gonna happen. Like, and I've gotten pulled over, and I can say this: I've gotten pulled over by cops who I knew were ready to shoot me, and I got pulled over by cops who, yo, you don't have your seatbelt on. Yo, your tag is late now. They get out the car and approach you completely differently because it's like, because I've got pulled over when people just wanted to pull me over just to just in case you think about doing something, I'm here. Like, I've got those too. And they are completely different traffic stops. I've even got the traffic stops where I got stopped by a brother who heard my car coming and he pulled me over. And he was like, listen, if you do, people speed around here. So if I hit this car, I'm going to get you. And we had a nice little chuckle, So I've also had the experiences where, I kid you not, I had a traffic stop where a cop was he was ready to pick a fight. He was picking and picking and picking to the point where I got out of the car, all this other stuff. I was in a suit, and he was just ready to try to throw me on the ground. And I told him, I said, listen, man, he got so close, he couldn't reach for anything. I was like, look, either you're going to write me a ticket or we're going to fight, and you too close to reach for the gun. And I literally I've had other experiences personally where I'm like, and I knew the cop was just looking for a fight. And I'm like, I remember being in the car, my son in the baby seat, and cop pulled me over in a speed trap. And he was waiting to pull the trigger in front of and shoot me in front of my son in the back seat. Like he was because that look, they be yeah, you know what's going on, and you like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? But if you communicate, because like I said, when I did the thing wrong, I got a ticket. When I got all the times I got tickets. But over time, I realized these things can end completely badly. Plus, I'm a gun owner, so I got a gun in the car. So I gotta let them cops know I got a gun in the car, and that's a whole nother hill to climb too. Because if you got a gun, yeah, then they really, I'm like, it's a traffic stop, right? It's not a bank robbery. It's not a homicide. It's not an attempted murder. It's not an assault. I wasn't fleeing the scene of a crime, right? It's a traffic stop, right? I'm not carrying a kilo of drugs in the trunk. And sometimes I think that's the point where the police don't realize you're approaching people like they're either a violent offender or a drug dealer, and they're trying to, and it doesn't match up with them, making an illegal turn, you know what I'm saying, or running a light. They're trying to figure out what the heck is really going on, because most people don't think they did anything wrong. You got a rolling stop, you get pulled over, you're like, okay, I got pulled over for a rolling stop. And it's like, yeah, what's up with all the attitude, bro? And, and I'm using experiences. I remember getting pulled over on Westheimer. Anybody knows that in Houston. It's very well lit, but I didn't have my lights on. It was nighttime, but it's so well lit I didn't even know. So I got pulled over. Cops pulled me over like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, driving home. They're like, traffic stop. It's like, hey, you don't have your lights on. Like, you know what? I'm dead wrong. I didn't even know that. So it was a cool interaction. But I almost got Rodney King from leaving a nightclub when I was younger, because it was wintertime and you could park on the street. You could park, it's like in the neighborhood, if the parking lot was full. So I parked in the neighborhood and I left the club. You walk across the main street to the side street. So I decided when I got across the street just to jog a block to my car. Like 5, 6 police cars. That could have went left, and the cops like they ready to pounce, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? Because partially my response kind of calmed it down, because it's like they got out the car, some had guns drawn, some didn't. What are you doing? And I had my keys in my hand. I just hit my alarm. And like, what was going on? I'm like, I'm going home. Well, why did you run? Because it's cold and I want to get to the car. And then the veteran cop on the scene walked up close to me and said, listen, man, this could have went real bad, real bad. But we kind of had an understanding at that point, like it could have went bad, and this would have been real stupid because I don't understand what me jogging to the car makes it like, you know, now I'm Scarface or something, you know. And I think the racial aspect of it kind of adds on to it because, you know, these traffic stops go left and left and left. And some of y'all, some of y'all don't stop doing the most too. Because some people do the most and then get pulled over and then do the most when they get pulled over and they escalate the situation. And sometimes it's not always the cops. Sometimes it's the person who's like, you did the most. Now they pulled you over. Now you got to take that. But instead of taking that, they flipping out, going left, and then it blows up the whole situation too. So I can't leave that out either. But it's just my thoughts on that. Like, share, subscribe, and die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.